Welcome to the Movie Draft Podcast. I'm Ethan Simi, and I am joined by Ben Lawhorn.
Are you talking to me?
And Sophie Holsinger.
He stole my quippy intro.
Yes. Yes.
And
finally, I won something against you. Jesus.
And our wonderful guest for this episode, Seth Feroz. Hello, Seth.
Hi. How are we?
What's up, dude?
Today, we are auctioning off Martin Scorsese flicks in our very first auction draft. Gosh, I'm a little nervous. I'm going to be just quite honest with you guys. I'm going to full transparency. I am not really excited. I'm more scared.
Okay.
Cool.
I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be kicking off the auction draft with a strong person here, so I'm excited.
Yeah, this will be big. First ever auction draft here on the show. So this is kind of a groundbreaking episode, really. We've never done anything like this. Now we figured we would start, of course, with Martin Scorsese, one of the masters, man whose filmography is sure to spark some bidding wars on this auction draft. I'm very curious about strategies from all of us here. Seth, I want to start with you. You have actually joined Ben and I on 24 Minutes of A24. We've done a Martin Scorsese collaborative ranking draft previously. Now, It wasn't an auction draft. We worked together to kind of talk about the top Scorsese movies. How are you feeling going into this draft, and how are you feeling about the auction format versus the collab format?
It's interesting because I think you guys will know what I want going into this one, which is the issue. You know, if I'd have come on here and we hadn't done the previous one, there would be some obvious ones that you might think maybe he'll take that, maybe he won't. But you guys know my main picks, so I think it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I've got some in mind. I've got like a little strategy in my head. So I'm not sure it will go well. I'm sure there'll be a few of you that might get me on some, but I've got, my main ones, and I'm pretty confident that I'll get my main one anyway. I'm pretty confident.
Okay. Jeez, I'm even more scared now because when Seth's confident, I'm definitely not confident. This is so I do real quick before we kind of lead off with our relationship to Scorsese and kick off this draft. Sophie, even though it pains me to do so, I know this is episode 3, but episode 2 was pre-recorded. We didn't know the results of the very first draft when we recorded that episode. You have so wonderfully won the very first draft here on the Movie Draft Podcast, the 2023 Movie Draft. What's your acceptance speech? Do you have any words to the people?
I just want to thank my squad. We need to come up with a name.
God.
Everyone start tweeting me names for my hive.
The bots.
The bots.
That's what I'm going to call them. The bots came through.
Yeah. But I'm excited. I'm ready to just keep on winning.
Wow. That's, yeah.
Cold.
I mean, look, good for you. I just got absolutely fucking obliterated in our poll. Ben put up a little bit of a stock, a little bit of a challenge.
Not much, but yeah.
Like I said before we started recording, I have no remorse or regrets with the team that I chose. Just much to Sophie's point, like, where's my squad? I need my people to show up. That's not to put the blame on you guys, but you failed me, is what it was. I drafted pretty perfectly.
That'll get them to come back for you next time. Don't worry.
Yeah, for sure.
The blame on them. You fucking idiots. Where were you?
If I can guilt them enough into feeling the pressure to vote, then that's great.
There you go.
Ben,
yeah.
We have a podcast together, 24 Minutes of A24, so I know a little bit about where you stand with Scorsese and what your relationship is to him, but can you fill the listeners in, fill us in? What does Martin Scorsese and his filmography mean to you?
Well, I'm not going to answer that because I'm going to try to keep this as close to my chest as possible.
That's part of the pod, Ben. It's in the notes. You have to answer it.
It is in the notes. I mean, I have some that are super close to me that, are near and dear to my heart that I'm hoping to get. I do think the collab draft was a lot of fun, especially the feedback we got about leaving Raging Bull and Mean Streets off of that list and putting Silence at number 1, which I have no regrets over any of that, but it was so fun to hear back from people on that. Yeah. I have like 2 movies that I'm willing to give half of my money to that I hope I can get, and the rest, I don't care. Give me whatever for $1. I just have a couple I really am hoping to end up with.
Okay. Interesting. Seth, like I mentioned, you've been on a collab draft with us before for Scorsese.
Yeah.
But what does he mean to you? What does the score? What does the filmography mean to you? And in the time that we recorded that, and then this, he has come out with another movie. So a little bit more at the forefront of kind of the movie conversation happening right now.
No, the Killers of the Flower Moon was out when we recorded the original.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow,
we drafted
interesting.
it. We had it in like
I
maybe
forgot.
6 or 7 because we did like a mini review on the episode.
Oh,
right.
yeah. It came in at 5.
Yeah.
Yep.
5. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like it's same as I said last time. It's Scorsese is like a gateway director for a lot of people. Really, I think for a lot of people when they're like 16, 17, the first films you see, the first films you're told to see are those select films. Come from a family of film lovers, passed down to me. And then he makes religious shit as well, and I love me some religious films, But yeah, I mean, I might take a Ben approach and like keep it, close.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue is, I can't really keep it close because like you guys already know what I want.
Just
you
hope
know
we
what I
forgot.
like,
Yeah.
and Sophie probably does as well. So I don't know if that strategy's going to even work, but who knows?
We'll see. I guess we'll see how it goes. Leo and Scorsese did come out with a Letterboxd video this past week, and Seth, to what you just said, I really wanted Scorsese to get on there and just be like, I've made some good religious shit, and then just like mic drop to the end of the video. I thought that would have been cool.
That becomes a shit.
But yeah, Sophie, what does Scorsese mean to you? How are you approaching this draft?
Well, listeners can't see, but I'm currently sitting in front of an After Hours poster. So Scorsese is a filmmaker who means a lot to me. He's one of, if not my favorite filmmaker. You guys are going to get sick of me talking about New York, but here we go again. He's a great New York filmmaker.
No surprise.
Ninja Turtles and Scorsese. It's your thing. Yeah.
That's my thing. I love his portrayal of the gangster lifestyle, his dark humor, his religious roots. I love just his passion for storytelling and cinema as a whole. But him being my favorite filmmaker means that I don't really think he has a bad movie. So honestly, I think I'll be happy with whatever I get. I mean, I want what I want, but we'll see.
Have you seen Boxcar Bertha, Sophie?
No.
Watch Boxcar Bertha and then retract and then come back to that.
Okay, I will. I
Some
will.
of his earlier stuff, I'm biggest
Yeah.
fan, but there's 2 films where I'm like, okay, let's.
Yeah.
He's made a couple of duds. A couple.
I think that will be interesting in this auction draft. The fact that his filmography is so large and hefty and like meaningful.
Yeah.
I'm curious if we will be kind of fighting for the big guns here, or if we will end up going pretty deep and things kind of maybe evening out across the board. I think the more that I've gotten into movies over the last few years, of course, Scorsese has been kind of like you mentioned, Seth, like that gateway director, that like guiding light of like, oh, I watched this movie 18 months ago, and now I want to rewatch it, and it's a totally different movie because I have like 18 months of film knowledge and like more movies kind of under my belt and understanding maybe where he pulled some of these ideas or themes or techniques. And to that Letterboxd video, I think everything that he had like said about what they filmed for Killers of the Flower Moon, I put on my watch list and I did watch one of those, and I was like, wow, it totally checks out. That's very fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
And I think what I find most intriguing about Scorsese is this deep, dark, dynamic juxtaposition of like the hyper violent lifestyle mixed with the very deeply religious cores of these men that he's portraying in his films. I think is always interesting and fascinating, and lend themselves to like multiple rewatches of these movies to understand from certain different perspectives or whatever the case may be. Okay, we're going to do our auction draft. We're going to set up and get going. We're going to explain the rules to the auction draft really quick because it is our first auction draft. Now, much like the collaborative draft here on the show, we're going to try and do one auction draft every single month to kind of keep things interesting, to kind of fuel the chaos and the fire here on the show. So it's less about the picks and more about the money. We will spin the spinner as per usual for the draft. We're going to get spots 1 through 4, but that just means that you're nominating a movie to be bid on. So when it's your turn, you'll nominate a film. You'll enter the starting bidding amount. We'll have 20 seconds to bid on a film. Once a bid is placed, that timer is reset. But if 20 seconds elapse without anyone bidding, the person that holds the highest bid will get that movie. So Ben, if you do nominate Boxcar Bertha and you end up bidding $100 and you're the last person to bid, you will get that movie. That'll be one of your 4. You need to have a team of 4. You cannot have less than 4. That is the one hard stipulation of this draft. You cannot spend $999 on Goodfellas and then get one other movie for $1 and then just take 2 blanks. That doesn't work. You will be disqualified. So you got to have 4 movies. So you got to figure out how to spend your money with those 4 films. And you have $1,000 to do so. Any other rules that I'm missing? Ben,
if we're doing dollar conversions, does that mean I get more money?
Yes, yeah.
That's a very fair question, honestly.
I don't use dollars.
I'm gonna veto that. We're going with the weaker currency here.
I'll be in the US for this one. That's fine.
Yeah, we'll have you based out of the US for sure. So we all get $1,000 US. Great clarification, Seth. Am I missing anything else, guys? Any other rules?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sounds good. Perfect. I will be operating the timer as well as auctioning because we don't have a producer because we just have a podcast for fun. So sometimes it'll be 20 seconds. Maybe it'll be a little bit more. I don't know. I'm truly being as faithful to the timer as I can. I'm not going to do anything in anybody's favor. So feel free to call it a bid whenever you want. You do not need to wait for breaking conversation or anything like that. Just own your bid. I feel good going into this. I have a strategy, but it's probably not going to work, much like my strategies for the first 2 drafts. Just didn't work whatsoever. Sophie, you going to go with your heart again? You going to stick to your core?
Always.
Okay. All right. Here are the movies that we're going to draft. I just want to give the listeners an idea of the 27 feature films that are up for nomination and winning in this draft. Of course, we will be taking 16 of these movies. Each of us are taking 4 to round out our teams. We have Who's That Knocking at My Door? Boxcar Bertha, Mean Streets, Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, Taxi Driver, New York, New York, The Last Waltz, Raging Bull, The King of Comedy, After Hours, The Color of Money, The Last Temptation of Christ, Goodfellas, Cape Fear, The Age of Innocence, Casino, Kundun, Bringing Out the Dead, Gangs of New York, The Aviator, The Departed, Shutter Island, Hugo, The Wolf of Wall Street, Silence, The Irishman, and Killers of the Flower Moon. Wow, that's a lot of fucking good movies. That's insane. Yeah. Okay, Ben, you want to do the spinner? You want to kick off this draft and figure out our draft order?
Yeah, cookies are cleared. Here we go. You guys ready?
Oh,
ready.
I guess I'm ready. Is anybody hoping to be the first pick?
I don't want to
be the first pick.
Oh.
Well, you are the first.
Well, too late, Sophie. Now you're the first pick. So.
I mean,
Wow,
does it
okay.
really matter? Because I could nominate something I don't even want,
And then we just won't bid.
If you nominate it, you have to bid on it. If you nominate a film,
you have to bid on it.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, but okay.
You could just
All right.
$1.
Yeah.
Ethan going second.
I think there's a little bit of strategy into what gets nominated. I think.
Interesting. Very
Okay.
interesting.
I'm third and Seth's bringing up the rear.
Okay. Interesting. So it'll go Sophie, myself, Ben, and then Seth, our guest, will be last. Very interesting spin of the spinner there, Ben. Just going to say. Seems like you might have gotten what you want. But you know what? I'm not pointing any fingers.
There's no Oppenheimer on here,
That's true. Okay. Sophie, go ahead and nominate the first movie of the Martin Scorsese auction draft.
All right. This is my first auction draft, guys. I really don't know what strategy you're talking about. I'm just going to throw something out. Okay. So here we go. I am going to nominate The King of Comedy, which is
interesting.
A movie that I love very much. I think it might be one of my favorite Robert De Niro performances. I just love how delusional and obsessive he is. Yeah, awkward. It's awesome.
I agree.
Okay. Rather be a king for a night than a what is he name?
Schmuck.
Schmutz for
A
life.
schmuck
Yeah.
for a lifetime. So I'll start the bid at $50.
I'll go 100.
Wow.
I'll go 100.
I got 125.
Big spenders here.
$50, Sophie. That's they're kind of undercutting the king of comedy here.
I'll go 150. I'll go 150.
I mean, I had to start it somewhere.
Sure.
I'll go 175.
I'll go 200.
I literally haven't even started the timer. The bids are just going so quick that I don't even have to worry about it.
There's no point. Yeah. I'll go 250.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Take a step
This
back
is
a little
this
bit.
is how we're gonna play the auction draft from.
Yeah,
this is
we
a bit
are.
hasty
Go.
for me. I'm going to pull back a little bit now. It's a bit too much.
250.
Wow. Okay, the king of comedy, 1982. Now this comes right after Raging Bull and right before After Hours, which is just an incredible trifecta of films.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a good
Ben,
run.
you've got 250. Is that correct?
250.
Oh,
I'll take
I thought
260.
you might do that.
260.
Oof.
I'll take 261.
Okay.
Oh wow, interesting. Okay, I'll take
I'll do-
270.
No,
I'll
fair
do
enough.
275.
No, I'm not doing it anymore.
That's you hit your cap for this movie. Movie number 1. I mean, yeah, you're totally right. We got a lot of movies to go through here.
Yeah, that's the issue. That's the issue.
Yeah. Are you at 275, Sophie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is your favorite De Niro performance out of any Scorsese flick?
I think it might be. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the same.
Wow. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I think it's in the mix for one of the best movies. I can't remember where we put it on our collaborative draft. I don't know if you guys can
I
recall.
think we did like 7, maybe.
You
7.
nailed it. Yeah,
Maybe
7.
Wow,
Okay,
right in the
cool.
range. Okay.
And in my opinion, it's a $300 movie. So that's what I'm going with.
I thought
You're
you
going
might.
with 300.
300.
Up in the bid to 3. Okay. That was right. That was right at the 20-second breach.
Oh, I'm
So,
counting. I'm counting
careful.
internally.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do
Yeah.
$302.
Oh, big spender.
From 50 to 302. Wow.
Look at you.
This is every time I rewatch The King of Comedy, I think it gets better. I think
I
I'm just like,
agree.
Yeah.
wow, that is such
Yeah,
a
yeah.
fantastic movie.
I'll go 311.
311.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
You guys feel good where you're at with $300?
I feel
First
really
movie
good.
out of the gate.
Yeah.
But they love it though, don't they? Like they might.
Yeah.
That might be like a top 5 maybe for both of you. So I
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
get it.
It's like I'm not bidding on The Irishman or anything like that. So might as well
Oh my
spend my
God.
money on movies I want, you know?
Let's
Okay,
relax
I'm
a
going
little bit. You're on the
315.
slander.
315.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
I have The King of Comedy ranked very highly personally.
Yeah.
I just can't. I can't. I think I've hit my
I've hit
limit.
mine. Yeah. I've hit
Yeah.
mine.
Okay,
Sophie's
I'm
at
going to go
315.
with a third of my budget, 333.
The
Oh.
King of Comedy. What do you like most about The King of Comedy, Ben?
It's like if the Joker was good.
Yeah,
it's,
real.
Exactly.
That's such a good take.
it's a fantastic
brilliant.
movie.
Mhm.
Sophie's point is right. I think it's De Niro's best performance. I love it so much. I love Jerry Lewis in it, like kind of playing
Very
an
good,
actual
yeah.
version of himself. Like some of those street scenes of him actually getting called out by people, like is just reiterates how much of a presence he was back then. Just kind of shows how obsessive fandom can be, which I think we kind of live in now. And that was in 1982 or whatever. So I just think it's a really smart movie.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it is. I love the introduction to this movie as well. That's kind of like where you get the iconic Scorsese freeze frame, needle drop, and you're just like, oh wow, things are like really out of hand already.
Yeah.
With people reaching in the car for Jerry Lewis and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 3:33. Our 20-second timer is passed.
All right.
Sophie, are you gonna let this go?
Yeah, I'm letting him have it.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Cool.
Dang. Wow. I didn't foresee that happening. I didn't.
Well, so when you and Seth and I drafted, I wore my King of Comedy shirt, but I've come to realize like I can't give Sophie any heads up as to an advantage against me. So I'm like,
Oh,
I'm not
sure.
wearing that shirt today. I can't do that. Like maybe I should have worn it under my hoodie or something, but like this was.
Yeah, you should have done like a grand reveal.
Then it's just like
You should have.
pop it out. That would have been really good.
Right.
But honestly, this was like one of 2 movies that I just want to have. So like I had said earlier, I'd spend half my budget on these. Like you could have driven me up to 500. So
wow,
I'm happy with 333. Yeah.
It's not a bad price.
So this is one of the movies that you had to have.
Yeah. I'm happy. Yeah.
Where is it, Ben, on your ranking? I can't remember on your own. Top 3?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
Makes me feel worse knowing that you got a movie you wanted.
And that's the other thing that is kind of a win for me is knowing that it makes you feel bad. So it's just like a double whammy here.
That's true. Double whammy. Okay. I'm up number 2. So the King of Comedy, I feel like is a really is kind of a sleeper like nomination towards that upper tier of Scorsese. But now that you've spent $333 US on this movie, I would like to, you know what? I would like to nominate a movie that near and dear to a few of our hearts, I feel like. After Hours. I'm gonna nominate After Hours.
Oh.
I'm gonna go with $100 for After Hours here. This comes directly after the King of Comedy in 1985.
I'll go 200.
Sophie, I noticed you have an After Hours poster in your house.
I do.
Is
How
that
much
just
is it worth to you?
a scam? Are you just lying to all of us, or like?
Yeah, I don't actually like the movie. It's just
reverse psychology. Just all these posters behind you.
Yeah,
I like it.
I'll go 300.
Okay.
Oh, I'll go 325.
Oh wow. Okay, 325 for After Hours already. This is pretty high on your personal list, Seth.
I think it's 5th. So yeah,
nice.
Very, very out of all 27. So very, very high. Yeah,
that's pretty high.
I'll go 350.
Oh, okay, I'm out. I'm done.
There's a moment in After Hours where he is writing down the phone number of the woman that he's over at her house, and she does not give a complete phone number. And I think it's one of the funniest moments in any of Scorsese's films. It's truly brilliant. This is a fucking fantastic movie. It's so weird. The first time I watched it, I was like, this is really, really, really weird. Like the sculpture bit and like the whole everything about that is really off the charts. 350. So is what you have?
Yep.
Okay. I'm out.
Ben's not even. Ben's not
350
interested.
deep.
Yeah. I got my eyes on other things. I spent a third of my budget. As much as I would love to drive Sophie up, I can't risk her calling my bluff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would love to say 400 right now. I'm not going to, because then I would just really screw myself over. Like After Hours is like, it's a good movie. It's just not like it's not completely for me. So I'm not going to spend like $400 on it.
You sure you can't like pick up a sleeper later in The Irishman or something like that? You know?
I mean, for what I think it's worth, I should be able to. Like, I'll bet $1 on The Irishman. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Wow. Unbelievable. Jesus Christ. Okay, so I think that'll round out that bidding. Sophie, you get After Hours for $350. How are you feeling? You feel good about that?
I feel great. Yeah. I mean, I think After Hours is, like you said, it's kind of a heavy sleeper. I think both The King of Comedy and After Hours I think of kind of in tandem with each other. I don't know why. I think they're just like kind of like bizarre, and they're about like misfortune and kind of like a man on the move, paranoia type film. And they happen to be two of my favorites. So I'm happy to have After Hours.
Yeah.
Good pick. I agree. I think that's a really good call out in a core understanding of like what the types of stories Scorsese likes to tell. And of course, After Hours and The King of Comedy as well are like so solely honed in on that one person that's like kind of losing their mind, versus some of our later works that we're getting are you know, or in the case of a Goodfellas or something like that, or Gangs of New York, are a much wider kind of vision of how people affect other people. And these are kind of really the solo stories, which I think is interesting.
I think as well, we're in like a darkly comic space. What's his name, the main actor? Is it Griffin Dunn?
Yeah.
In After Hours? He's remarkable, and no one ever speaks about him in terms of leading roles in Scorsese's filmography. And I think it's one of the hardest to do in terms of matching the kind of paranoid feeling with the humor and really balancing it all. and doing so in such an effective way so that it's actually funny but also sad at the same time.
Yeah.
And people never speak about him. Like, you never hear about his name. So yeah,
Totally.
100%. I think it's a great film. Great film.
I feel like there's a big reclamation happening of After Hours as of late, especially since it got added to the Criterion Collection. I feel like everybody's like, "Oh, I've actually really loved After Hours forever."
Yeah, I do.
Which is not true, but I'm happy that people are checking it out and finally starting to understand its brilliance. Ben,
Yeah, I've seen it more.
Yeah.
You've got the next nomination.
Yes, I do.
You going with something? Can I ask your strategy play real fast? Because you're not going to answer, but I want to ask
you can
anyway.
ask me whatever you want.
Do you think it's helpful to nominate something that you in fact do want, or do you use it more as a bait play of like luring people out?
Yeah, little combo, little column A, little column B, like
bullshit answer.
Yeah, I think it works. I don't know what this pick's going to be for me. It's going to be one of the two, but I think let's just get the heavy hitter out of the way.
No, don't do it now.
No,
think about
Goodfellas.
I'm gonna stop speaking.
Ooh,
Goodfellas.
Here we go.
This is so interesting.
250 for Goodfellas.
Wow.
400.
400.
500.
Oh God.
550.
Fuck you.
I have not got a single bid in this whole game yet because you guys are madhouse over here.
I'll go. What did you say, Ben?
550.
I'll go 560.
575.
Oh, okay. I need to save some money right now. This is getting a bit.
But Seth, you don't have any movies yet.
600.
I know, but there's a
$600. Okay, hold on for 1 second. Ben, you just bid $600. You only have $667 left in your bank.
I'm ready.
You're aware?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me whatever, Age of Innocence and Bring Out the Dead. I don't care what I'm combining.
Bring Out the Dead is fire. What
none of these movies are bad. Like, what do you want me to pick? Like, give me Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. Also a great movie. Like,
great movie.
Yeah,
I agree.
Okay, I'll do 610.
Oh, okay, I'm out. Shit.
Good. He's actually out. Not
he's
sure
actually
Mike.
leaving.
He's done. Of course, obviously the famed Scorsese picture, I think is Goodfellas. I don't know what to really say about Goodfellas that either like
you add to the conversation,
right? Like we haven't said before, or like that's worthy of this kind of microcosm of a conversation here. Wow, he's trying to get your mind off track there, Sophie. 615.
Here's a question for you, Ethan.
That's fucking steep.
Here's a question.
Hey.
Is it worth more than $620? Because that's what I'm gonna bid.
I'll tell you what. I tell you right now that Goodfellas is worth $621.
Okay.
Is Goodfellas a Christmas film though? This is my question of the hour.
No. I mean, if you watch it at Christmas, then sure, but no.
But Seth, they're in the bar during Christmas time. There's Christmas music. There's Christmas lights.
Not a Christmas movie made.
Literally one moment in the film.
You try that with Oppenheimer. You can't do it with Goodfellas.
House of Gucci Christmas movie where I'm from. Bet they give presents to each other.
$625.
Yeah, I'll do this.
Wow.
Ben, you're gonna have like $5 left.
I'm so concerned.
Like
for you,
I said, whatever. Give me Kundun and Shutter Island. Like I don't care.
Oh, you don't want Kundun.
I'll take it. That's how much. I'll take it.
What did you do? 625?
Correct.
Wow. I'm shaking a little bit here. 626.
I'm out.
That's too much.
I don't really know what questions to ask about Goodfellas because it is Goodfellas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's no like I can't like pose a question to be like, is this the best movie of the 90s? Like, yeah, it's Goodfellas. Is this the best movie?
No.
I don't know. Oh no.
Of the 90s?
No, that was just an example. It's not a real question.
All right.
630.
I'm not well versed enough to actually answer that question. 630?
Yeah.
631.
That's the oh my god.
That is crazy.
I just like seeing your budget go down.
Sorry, you feel like you're baiting me here?
I feel happy either way.
Already? Have you got a film already, Ethan? You haven't, have you?
I do not. I have the full $1,000 left in my budget.
Yeah.
I feel, I have some ideas about what might transpire in the future. Since Goodfellas is on the board, I will say personally, I was considering nominating this last time instead of After Hours, but I didn't. I kind of wanted to see Goodfellas go a little bit later in the nomination process, but you know what? Here we are.
640.
Wow, you are just taking my breath away, left and right, Ben.
Crazy.
Can you fill out? You're just caution the wind, huh?
I could just let you guys do the rest of this draft. I'll get the last 2 picks. I'll see what's left. I'll have $2 left. Like, whatever. Who cares?
True. Yeah, that's fair.
So, in so many words, you just said that you're willing to go up to 665 for this movie.
In so many words, I did.
Oh wow. Oh God.
Are you willing to go above that? That's the question.
Yeah.
What's the question?
Are you willing to spend more?
665. So what I would have to do is spend $666, 2/3 of my budget on Goodfellas.
But you know you'll get it if you go that far, though.
Yeah.
You have to get it.
Unless Sophie swoops in with 667. I don't know.
That's true. Unless somebody comes in out of the wings here, just watching the bloodbath to come in and take the dub. I mean, you got a lot of good movies on the board, obviously, still. It's tough.
Where are we on the 20 seconds? Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Does the 20 seconds apply? Goodfellas really doesn't apply? Like, can we just...
For Goodfellas only, it doesn't apply.
20 seconds, but each second is 5 real seconds.
Like Interstellar.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay. You said you bid how much?
40.
Wow, $640. Okay, I'll bid $650. I'm just holding on to the glimmer of hope that you'll realize that you're being an idiot.
But if I got you to spend $665 on one movie, would that be being an idiot?
You spent $333 on a King of Comedy.
Yeah, I'm very happy about that. I'm not saying
it's not worth that.
I think that's a good price, though. Really?
Yeah,
I do. Because it's in Ben's top 3.
All right, Ethan, I'm going to put it all on you.
Oh
665.
You know that I cannot handle these situations. I
literally can't go
pressure.
higher, so I'm out after 665. So now it's completely up to you.
Yeah, so now it's up to me if I do I really want it or not. I want it, and here's why I want it. So I'm going to bid $666 for Goodfellas because I feel like the rest of this draft is going to be much more of a salacious bloodbath for certain movies.
Okay.
Can you do like Sense as well? Could you? Like... Oh no, absolutely not. No way, Jose. Check in. Trying to bring like dimes and quarters into this thing. Get out of town. You know. No way. Get out of here.
So you're officially doing 666?
Yeah. And I feel really good about it too.
Cool.
It's Goodfellas.
Nice. Yeah, it is.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what else to say. I have always wanted to be a gangster, so this is near and dear to my heart.
I love it.
Every day I wake up and I'm like, how can I be closer to being a gangster? So this is step number 1. Have Goodfellas on my auction team. I feel really good, and the fact that nobody else is talking is making me feel worse. So we're just gonna keep moving here. Because I don't like so nobody can see the video that goes to this, but Sophie's grin is just like eating away at my soul. It's just like, oh man, good one, Ethan. Yeah, you got Goodfellas. Good for you. Okay, Seth, you're up to nominate a film.
I'm going to go with The Irishman. I'm going to go with The Irishman.
Fuck you.
I'm going to go with The Irishman. And I'm going to start the bid off at 100.
Okay.
Cool.
I do love The Irishman, sir.
Any more bids?
$100 for The Irishman? I'll bid 110.
I'll bid 111.
Oh, interesting. I'll bid 115.
I'll bid
130. Is The Irishman? Wow, this is a futile question with you, Seth. But is it his best late stage work?
No.
Is it his worst late stage work? That's the real question.
No.
What's late stage? The last 4 movies: Wolf of Wall Street, Silence, Irishman, Killers.
Wolf of Wall Street is the worst.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Oh,
that is interesting.
I like it.
What are we at right now?
I'll go 130 because I think you said 115.
Yeah.
I did say
I'll go
115. Yeah. So you're at 130 for The Irishman.
Yep.
You know what? The Irishman hive is small but strong. I will say that. The people who get it, get it. Ben, you're not part of the hive.
Happily. Yeah.
Does that ever,
Ben knows he's not part of the hive,
does that
though.
ever
He's
keep you up
Ben
at
does that.
night? I feel like that's a sad thing, a sad reality you're living in.
No, look at him. He doesn't care.
No, Robert De Niro curb stomping someone keeps me up at night. Watching those 70-year-old arms lift up as he curb stomps someone. That's what keeps me up at night.
I do.
It's a good movie. I mean, it's not a bad movie by any means. It's just like really, it's for me, it's like gratuitously long. It doesn't need to be that long. But there's some good stuff in it. I'm not just here to like talk shit and rile people up. It's just like out of his last four, this is my least favorite, but it's not a bad movie.
Big high standards though, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Pretty high standards. I think the bidding is closed. I'm not going to be bidding. Ben, Sophie, you guys have a bid?
Nope.
No.
Wow, I'll take that for 130. That's amazing.
Okay, so Seth, you get The Irishman for 130. I do think it is one of the most powerful, and this is really kind of equating with like late stage Scorsese, especially with Killers of the Flower Moon, but like this really, really powerful, deep final scene, final 10 minutes, whatever you want to call it, that The Irishman kind of imposes on De Niro and this core theme that Scorsese always tackles with like the religious prospects of how can I be a good man if I'm not a good man? I fucking love The Irishman. You got me, Seth. I don't know what else to tell you. You got me coming off the cliff, and like I can't climb back onto the mountain. You know what I mean?
I get it.
It's a good strategy play on your end.
130, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
130. I think that's a bargain for The Irishman. I really do.
I do. It's not like my favorite, but it's in like it's in the top 10 range. I do think it's one of his, best, all things considered. There's stuff I have above it, but I think if I can get that for 130, it leaves me with so much money.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good deal.
So yeah, I'm happy with that. Definitely.
We'll be getting worse stuff for 130 towards the end for sure.
Yeah.
A real juxtaposition of bidding wars there for Goodfellas and The Irishman.
Yeah.
Sophie, where are you at on The Irishman? Because you didn't say anything during that bidding process.
Yeah, I revisited The Irishman recently, and I think it's great. I rated it like 4.5 stars. I think it just makes me want to watch Goodfellas.
Wow.
Fair.
Oh, it makes you want to watch Goodfellas, the movie that I have on my team.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That's fascinating. That's really
It's
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah, I feel that. I can understand that a little bit. Okay. Now, here comes a technicality question. Is it snake draft? Because we didn't clarify. Are we doing snake? Are we going backwards?
I
Or are
assumed
we
it
going
was
back
snake.
to number one? Okay.
I always assume snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Assume the snake.
fine.
You got it. Okay, Seth, we're back to you.
Oh shit. I'm gonna go silence.
There it is.
Oh, wow.
And
Here it
I'm
is.
watching you all with this one. I'm gonna start off at 200.
Okay.
250.
I'll do 300.
Ooh.
Fuck you. I'll do 400.
Oh, fuck, I'm outbid. Damn it. I wanted to get in. I wanted it on the action.
Just to participate. 400.
I did. 400.
I'll do 425.
I'll do 430.
Silence is a masterpiece.
Sophie, I will spend all my money on this. Just understand that. You won't be able to outbid me.
Maybe that's my strategy. Maybe I don't even like this movie.
That's fine. I don't care. I'm in a Ben stage right now where I'm just going to take it, whatever I've left. That's fine.
Yeah.
Got him on a rampage.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do 450.
I'll do 500.
What do you
I'll
like
go
most
550.
about Silence, Seth? What's the one thing that you could say you like the most?
I don't think any filmmaker has done such a nuanced look at spirituality, religion. It's something I'm really interested in, which is weird because I'm not necessarily religious myself. It's just something I find so much interest and joy in learning about. And I also think technically it showcases all his like best elements as a storyteller as well. And visually speaking, like it's just fucking
Beautiful.
remarkable. Like, it is like, it's so cliche to say, but it is like a real experience rather than just a direct narrative. You really learn so much from it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said it before, it's my favorite by
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Goodfellas is number 2 and that'll always like be there, but I think Silence is definitely my number one. 100%.
Was
I'll
it
do
worth more than
530.
550? Well, I bid
Oh, it's at
550.
550.
Yeah.
Wow. I could just back out right now. Well, you can't bid 550.
I have 667 left.
Oh, yeah, you didn't
Yeah.
get Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking wrong.
Right, you
Yes,
didn't
yes.
get Goodfellas, Ben. Didn't get that one.
You guys don't even like this much, man.
I love Silence. Like,
So-
Oh, yeah, you do. No, Ben, you do.
we worked together to
I
bump this
remember.
up to number one on the collaborative. Like,
We
this
did.
movie was,
Yep.
We did.
I loved it.
We did. I'll tell you the reason that I watched Silence is because of you, Seth. Because we did the collaborative draft and we wanted to have you on, and I knew from your letterbox that Silence was up there,
Yeah.
and that's what that was one of the big ones I hadn't seen. I've seen it only once, unfortunately, but it was a 5-star film the first time I watched it, so I'm heavily excited to check it out again.
I think it just improves every time. I
Yeah.
think also it's like it's not even you say you missed a big one. It's not a big one. Like
Sure.
it's gained more traction recently because of people speaking about it on social media and stuff. But I think a year ago, it was vastly underseen. Like
Yeah.
this isn't a way to gauge how popular a film is. But like if you look to the letterbox, like logs, the watch section like a year ago, it was like 100, 150K, which for a Scorsese project that was 3 years old is fucking or 4 years old is crazy.
Yeah.
So it was really, really underseen. It got like a really limited theater release. It didn't do very well at the box office. And I'm glad that now people are watching it more because I think it's a really, really important film. Even if you don't like it, and I get why people don't like it, it's not for everyone. It's very spiritual. It's very slow. I think you can learn a lot from it as well. And I think it's just one of those important watches. Like Paul Schrader's First Reform, just to get
Yes,
in
yeah.
there. Another religious
Somebody
aspect to
has
this
to
podcast.
do something. Somebody had to do something.
Yeah,
First Reform
exactly.
is fucking
Um,
kick ass.
That's so good. Where are we at with bidding wise?
550.
I'll go 575.
Is this Andrew Garfield's best movie that he's ever made?
Yes, absolutely. It's his best performance, best movie. Absolutely. 100%.
The disrespect.
Wait, what's yours?
Oh, actually, so, Sophie, my thoughts on. I do think The Social Network is by far and away David Fincher's best film,
Yeah.
and it's one of my favorites of the 2010s. So I do love that. But yeah, for me, Silence
I
definitely.
thought Sophie was mad about Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, so did I.
She loves her New York
My
movies.
favorite movie.
She
The
loves her
New
New
York
York
flick.
movies. Yeah. I mean,
So I'm like,
I want it,
getting
but I'm not going to bid anymore.
what did I bid? I don't even know anymore. That's
He
crazy.
just blacked out. It's
It's like, I'll go as high as I can.
What did I bid? Was it 575?
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
was
it's
575.
Yeah.
575.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's cool.
Okay. Well,
Done?
I was outbid quite a while ago, or else I'd kind of have fun with this one. But Seth, Silence is yours for 575. I feel good for you. You got your favorite movie.
I did get it. I'm proud. I'm happy. I'm
Wow.
gonna watch it tonight. Celebrate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Do it.
The celebration.
That's definitely that's a good decision right there. Okay, wow, Silence is off the board. I thought it was interesting that we all got movies out of the first round. I thought that I
Yeah.
didn't really expect it to go that way, to be honest.
I didn't, to be honest. Yeah, I didn't either. Interesting.
But here we are. Ben, we're back
Yeah.
to you.
Yes.
You
we
gonna take
are.
a page out of the old Seth book and nominate your fave? Try to snatch it.
Oh, that's already been done.
Okay.
I got King Comedy. I'm good to go.
It's true. It's
I'm
true.
ready.
Maybe yeah.
I mean, I didn't nominate it, but let's see. You know what? Let's do the most recent. Let's go Killers of the Flower Moon.
Interesting.
$50.
150.
I go
200.
175. Oh, 200.
200.
I'll go 225.
I go
250.
230. Shit.
What did I? Oh, I'm out. I'm going to be out at 250. I don't think I can.
260.
Mm.
60.
No, I'm out. I'm out.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
270.
260. 270. Killers of the Flower Moon is truly phenomenal. It's one of your favorites of 2023, right, Sophie?
Yes, it is my second favorite movie of last year, and it's high up there in my Marty ranking. I won't reveal where, but I like it a lot.
I didn't know you had it that high for last year. For some reason, I thought you had it lower. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
275 on the rewatch.
Ooh.
Dude, wow. So glad we
It
got you on
bumped
that
up for me.
rewatch for
It bumped up
A24
for
over
me.
here, man.
Yeah.
I'll do 280.
I'll go 285. Does anybody get nominated for Killers of the Flower Moon? I know by the time this episode comes out, it'll actually come out the day of the Oscar nominations, but we're recording a couple days early. Besides Lily Gladstone, is anybody getting nominated?
I
for
assume
acting?
it'll get. Acting. I don't think so. I don't know much about the Oscar, but I can't imagine. I don't think Leo is getting many nominations. I don't really know, to be honest. I don't.
He's getting
Like, I
a
don't think
handful. I think Lily's a lock, at least for a
I mean,
nom, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Leo will get a best actor. I don't know why. I just don't think he will. I'm going to say no.
Okay,
Where
where
we
are
at?
we?
I believe I have it for 280.
I'll do
I'm more
290.
intrigued by the Bob De Niro getting a Best Supporting Actor. I wonder if that's going to happen.
Really?
I think he deserves it for this movie.
Do you think?
I do.
Interesting.
I do.
Okay.
I rewatched it in prep for our 24 minutes of the Oscars episode, and I think
Yeah.
he is truly haunting in this movie, which is insane because he's like really old and he's really good at acting when he's really old.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we at? 290, Sophie?
Yep.
Wow, 290. Seth, that almost puts you out of bidding contention. You're very
That's fine.
if you're
I
trying to
went
get
out
in.
ages ago. So
Okay,
it's fine.
290. I got 291. You know, I feel like it's important. I feel like it's important. There's a large swath of years to cover here, right? So, get some new stuff, get some old stuff.
295.
295. Shucks. Ben, are you out? You bidding?
I'm biding my time. You guys just
You're
keep
thinking
chatting.
about it?
Thinking about it. It
Two-
got a lot better for me on the rewatch. So I'm just like, is it $300? I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out.
Did you raise your score much for it, Ben, on rewatch?
Yeah, I think like a whole star from
Me too.
Oh, shit.
3 to 4
Nice.
for me.
Nice.
Mine went from 4 to 5 real quick.
Love it.
That sounds like a $300 movie to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It does.
God.
That sounds like a 7. Crazy.
Okay, Ben with 300. I'll go 305. 305.
I'll do 315.
It's a lot of big movies still on the board, guys.
There is, and that's why I'm not doing it. I can't do
Making
it.
me
I'm horrible.
nervous. I think this is an interesting nomination from you, Ben. Killers of the Flower
Why?
Moon. Why?
Yeah.
Well, I think I guess I didn't think most of his new things, most of his late stage items, Silence, The Irishman, and Killers of the Flower Moon, all going off the board by the end of the second round. I think it's
kinda
fascinating.
crazy.
It's kind of crazy to me.
Is interesting.
What are you at, Sophie? 300?
I'm at
315.
315, and I feel like it's been 20 seconds.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, that's not a rule anymore. We're not even doing that.
Listen.
That's crazy.
if you want to get a producer in here and help us out, so be it. Okay, all right. I think it's good. I think to your point, Sophie, the 20 seconds is gone. It's missed.
Yeah.
Any final bids that anybody feels like they are justified in?
No, not for me.
Okay,
Hell yeah.
Killers of the Flower Moon goes to Sophie.
That's a great price, by
That's
the
a
way.
steal.
I would have definitely. That's a steal. That is. That's a great price.
For 315. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I feel
over
great.
$300 for both of your movies so far,
Mm-hmm. I still
You
got
feel
money
good
to
about- and
spend.
and you feel good about that.
She's one more dollar than you, so she can outbid you on a movie, which is great.
It's true. I did, I worked myself into a corner here, but I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good getting out of it. Okay, so 315 for Sophie for Killers of the Flower Moon. Does that mean that I'm up to nominate something?
Does.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure that we all have the most up-to-date information on our sheet here, so everybody's got their budgets. Which, honestly, I'm helping you guys out so much right now. I feel like I shouldn't be doing this. I feel like I should make you manage your budgets.
I've been doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, so my work isn't even appreciated, not even necessary.
No, I mean, it's
Everybody's
appreciated
like,
because
I've
I
been
don't
doing
have
it
to,
already.
but I would be doing it if I needed to.
Okay, fair. Okay, Killers of the Flower Moon is off the board. What shall I nominate? So we just went through and nominated 3 movies, 2016, 2019, and 2023.
That is interesting.
It's very fascinating for this
It is, yeah.
group. I think I'm going to nominate a movie that I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see what people's takes on this. I think it's general consensus is that it's one of Scorsese's best. Curious what people are willing to bid, especially the predicament we find ourselves in now. I'm going to nominate The Departed. Going with The Departed for $100.
I'll go 110. Just throwing it out there.
I'll do 115.
I'll do 120.
See, this is interesting. We're already down to $5 increments for The Departed. Is The Departed not one of Scorsese's best?
It's in my top 10, but there's film. It's probably about like 9th for me, 8th, 9th. But there's films I want a lot more. I've only got like 300 to work with, so I'm trying to hold back a little bit.
Gotcha.
125.
I might be out there, honestly.
125.
I can let The Departed go.
The Departed. Do you guys remember the first time you watched The Departed and you saw the elevator scene? Do you remember what you thought?
Yes, I do.
I was shocked, to say the least.
Mind blowing. Pardon the pun. But yeah.
Pew, 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 pew. Okay, we're at 125 for The Departed.
I'll do 130.
I'll go with 130.
Okay.
I'll go 134 for The Departed.
You want to leave a cool 200 left?
Fuck your mother. No.
135.
Yeah, I'm looking them up.
135. Yeah, I did want a cool 200 left. Yeah, sorry, I just understood your question.
No, you're good.
I'm behind the times here. Yeah, I'll go 135. It's at right now. Is this one of Mark Wahlberg's best movies?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I'll go Boogie Nights, and that's probably about it. I think Mark Wahlberg's not very good in general, to be honest.
Minute for minute, this might be his best, just because he's like he's throwing heaters all 10 minutes. He's on the screen.
Are we saying him or the film?
Him. I'm going off his performance.
I'd say him, The Departed, but his film, Boogie Nights.
For sure, 100%. Also, I love Rockstar. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Do I still have it for 135?
Yeah, I'm gonna put in 136.
All right,
I'll do 140.
150.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh.
150.
That was a big jump. 10. Clearly.
$10 increment.
I don't like the $1 increment.
155.
I think it should be at least $5 or $10. Like
155. Okay. So you don't like the $1 increment, so I'll go 156. I like playing the little $1 here.
I do. I like it.
157.
I think it's a little fun.
158.
Okay. 158 for The Departed. Is this
That
Martin
is so
Sheen's
low.
best movie?
160.
165.
167.
Sophie, let me ask you a question. Sophie, where does this fall on your personal Scorsese rankings?
Now, why would I tell you that right now?
Yeah, you keep trying to get information out of people in the middle of a bid. I can't tell if you're trying to make banter or if you're just wanting to get information from
I'm
us.
playing a double agent over here. I'm just trying to see what it's like to be in The Departed. Just trying to see the lifestyle, you know? What's it at right now? 170?
67.
167. I'll go 170.
That's a good price for it.
I'll do 175.
What I think is happening right now is we all want The Departed for a bargain. That's why we're all going for $1.
But it's quickly going to pass the bargain. It's going to pass that point.
What's the bargain price? What's the bargain ceiling then, Seth?
Ooh, it depends because we're at this stage of the game. It's a different stage. I would have said at the start if you'd have got it for like 2 to 250. It's a good price. I think. But now, I think it's about where you are. I think you're pushing the limits of it being a bargain.
Oh, okay. We're at a bargain zone here.
What are we at? 175?
Yep.
Yeah.
We are at
176.
I thought you didn't like $1.
I'm just playing the game. I don't like it, but if I'm going to be in the game, I'm going to play it.
I'll go
177. Oh.
Suck it.
181.
$200.
Oh, okay. Whoa.
Yeah,
whoa.
that's a big step.
Big step.
$200. $200. I mean, Ben, you're not in a bad money spot. You've got the most money out of any of us, Ben.
True.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, true.
Which, ask me 20 minutes ago, I did not think was going to be the case.
I mean, I hoped it wouldn't have been, but here we are.
I got 205. I think. I'm not going to say what I think.
Okay.
I'm tapping out.
You're tapping out, Sophie?
Okay.
Yep.
Seth has been out. Sophie's out. I got the current bid at 205 for The Departed.
210.
There's a rat. I smell a rat. Who's the rat among us? I don't know.
Can you spot the rats in this picture?
Oh, wow. Okay, interesting. I just, what are you at, Ben? 205? 210?
210.
I got 214.
Okay. I'll go 222.
Do you want this movie? Do you even want The Departed on your list? You only have 4 spots.
I know, you too. We both only have one movie. These guys.
It's true. We're the only two. We're only 2 people with one movie left.
Yeah.
We're quickly getting to the stage where, like, you gotta be conscious of what's still out there. You got to start taking stock of what's out and what's available.
A lot of big movies. There's a lot.
222.
A lot of big movies left, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
225 for me. I think there are a lot of big movies left. I'll give you that. Are there a lot of big movies that I want? I don't know.
230.
I think we're out of the bargain zone here. I feel like
I
we've
agree.
left.
Yeah, we passed the bargain zone.
Yeah.
Are we in the fair market value zone here then for The Departed?
Yes, I would say so.
Mm-hmm.
250. You're pushing it, but if it gets 250,
Do it, Ethan.
That's making me don't tempt me. Don't be the fucking demon on my shoulder. Don't do this to me. Hey, Ben, wait, what are you at? Sorry, I always ask. 2 what?
230, I believe.
230. Wow. That's steep. I don't think I can do it. I think I'm out.
Okay.
I think I'm out.
I'll take it.
As a team effort here, you guys put up the guy with kind of the least amount of money, and that wasn't very smart to push Ben to the limit. So it couldn't be done. Okay, Ben.
I mean,
you get The Departed for 230. You feel good about that?
Cool. Yeah, I feel great about it.
Okay.
You know what? Ask me that again.
Do you feel good about getting The Departed for 230, Ben?
Maybe not. Maybe go fuck yourself.
There we go. We got it. We did it.
There it is.
That was it.
Cut out that first one. Let's pretend I did it on the first take.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Heavy edits coming into the pod. Yeah, I'm happy for you. I'm a little bit bummed. I kind of wanted The Departed, to be honest, but here we are. Ben, I texted you in confidence the other day to rein me in from spending $55 on the Maestro vinyl. And so I expect you to be a good friend here. And you weren't a good friend then, and you're not a good friend now. I just want to put that out.
I thought you were going to try to nominate Maestro. It's like, dude, I know you love it, but we can't do that
Hey,
here.
if we're going produced by, I think that's another draft. We got another draft on our hands. Martin Scorsese produced films. I like that idea. Sophie, you're up to nominate a film.
Okay. I am going to nominate.
Probably a movie set in New York is my guess.
New York.
All right, fine. I'll throw a curveball.
New York.
I haven't seen that film yet, which is shocking because I love a little musical and I haven't been able to find it anywhere, so got to get to it.
I own it. I'll ship it to you across the country. How about that?
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, I'm going to nominate a film that I think it might have been the first Martin Scorsese movie I ever watched, and that is Shutter Island.
Oh, that's not where I thought you were going to go.
Interesting.
Okay.
And I'm going to start the bid at $50.
Okay. $50 for Shutter Island.
I'm out.
Seth, I know you're not. I know you're cold on Shutter Island.
I like Shutter Island. I think it was probably one of the first I watched as well. I thought you were going to go a different direction, a New York direction.
Yeah.
But I am probably out because I don't want to spend more than 50 on it. So I'll go with that.
Damn.
I like
Shudder
Shutter
for
Island.
50.
I like Shutter Island, but it's not something I'd want to spend more than 50 on at this point.
Yeah. I think it's pretty good. I like Mark Ruffalo, and I think he's quite good. I love the final couple of
He
minutes.
says boss too much, though. He says boss way
There's a lot
too
of
much.
boss.
It's
A lot of boss.
crazy.
Number one boss movie right here, Shutter Island. This was actually the first Scorsese movie I ever saw, and I saw it in theaters. And I remember going to see this movie at probably a far too young age to like understand what was going on with Leo's character and everything that was happening. Because I'm pretty sure my parents just thought it was like a cool like sci-fi weird movie where like it didn't really have any underlying meanings. Not that. Not the case here.
Is it worth more than
$50 for
$50?
Shutter Island.
You guys giving me Shutter Island?
I'll let you have it.
I'll give it you.
Sweet.
I'll
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
You can have it. It's a good price. You can have it. That's fine.
Is that a bargain for Shutter Island? I don't know.
I think it's
if
just
you
right.
Really I think it is. I think it's a bargain if you really like it.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. No, I'm happy for you. That's good,
Yeah.
Sophie.
I think it's a good price. Yeah.
Okay.
Happy to give it you. Cool.
Shutter Island off the board. Sophie, you're up again.
Oh. All right.
The turn, I feel like the turn on an auction draft is hard. I feel like it's
It's
harder
tricky.
than
It
like a
is
regular
hard.
draft. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I have 3 films, so this is kind of a
This
tough
could be
spot
your last
to be in.
nomination.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna nominate a movie that I know somebody else on here likes very
Uh-oh.
much so, and I'm going to nominate Casino. And I'm gonna
Good
start
nom.
the bid at $20.
I'll go 75.
It's a good nom. I go $100 for Casino.
I'll go 125.
Here's the question about Casino. I'll go 150 for Casino. Is it really just Goodfellas set in Vegas?
Yeah.
Is it bad if that
No,
is what it is?
No, I don't think so at all.
I
I'm
don't
just
think
asking.
it is, but no.
I fucking love Casino, and I
Yeah.
don't think that is the case, but I hear that from a lot of people.
No, I don't think so.
I think it's a bad take.
Well, what was your bid, Ethan?
200 for Casino.
That went up quick. Wow.
I saw Casino for the very first time probably X number of months ago at my local theater on 35 millimeter, and
I remember. Yeah.
I knew
yeah.
nothing about this film. And the first 5 minutes where you see a car explode, I was enraptured with this film. And it is one of the only movies in recent memory that I can think of where Scorsese did something where I literally thought to myself, like, you can do that in a movie? Like, I didn't know you could do that in a movie. And that's that phone call that we get with the subtitles of what they're actually talking about. I don't know why it was so mind-blowing to me, but it was. And I was just like, that's fucking genius that we do that in a movie.
210.
I'll go 220. 220.
Whoa, 220. Okay. I got 224.
I'll go 225.
Whoa. 225 for Casino. I like Robert De Niro's suits in this movie. Sharon Stone
The suits are
looking
great.
incredible in this movie too. The costumes are elite.
Amazing.
I'm gonna bring it up every time this movie comes up. If you guys watch that Burn Ernie thing, I love that shit so much.
That was
so funny. Get this through your fucking head. 230.
I'm probably out at this point.
30.
I'm out. Yeah, that's my max. I think.
I got 234 for Casino. Probably one of the more
237.
Whoa. Probably one of the more brutal deaths for Joe Pesci. Just getting off in a field. Pretty wild stuff.
Yeah.
237. I'll go 240 for Casino. I do like that money, sir.
What we got left?
I don't know. You tell me.
Guys, you can bid Ethan up so much. Keep going.
Shut the fuck up, Sophie. Nobody asked you. You're out. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? It's not like we're competing against each other here. We just wanted to see everybody win. Everybody wants to go home feeling good.
Last time I checked, we do a voting system here on this podcast.
It's true. Wait, how much money do you have left, Ethan? How much money do you have for now?
I have $334 left, and I have
And you will spend
332.
Wait, how many films have you got?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
No, I only have one movie, Seth. I only got one.
I
got one film.
Oh, okay.
Here's the thing about spending 2/3 of your budget on one film. Feel a little bullish on the rest of the stuff.
Do I have it at 250? What's that?
It's at 270 right now for you, I believe. Did you bid 250 or
250? Because it was a 235 or whatever. I thought.
Okay.
250.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll take 255 for Casino. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about Casino.
That's true. I mean, it's a fantastic movie. I don't know. Like, I don't know what to say about it. I'm too busy thinking about what to bid. 260.
260 for Casino. Yeah, 264 from me. I think it's incredible that Scorsese was like, you know what? Joe Pesci and De Niro worked really well in Goodfellas in the 90s. Let's make Casino. Let's just run it back in 95. Let's put them in the same position. Do things a little different, but put them together. Pretty ballsy play.
332.
Yeah.
332?
That was a big jump.
We're just going to sit here and go back and forth. I just got to outbid them.
It's true.
You don't know.
That's true.
You guys aren't going to
feel
bid
ready
in.
to go that high.
We do know.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Sophie already outed you for wanting that, so we do know. So.
Yeah, I was attacked from the start.
Move on to the next pick. Yeah.
I was attacked from the start. I call foul, sir. Casino, 332 for Ben. I'm outbid. I can't take anything else because I don't have enough money. So that's where we're at. Ben, you've got 3 movies now.
Yeah.
And I think it's back to me to nominate a film. Is this correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Gosh, I feel like it's just all crumbling down around me. I feel like it's the whole system's failing right now.
You can get whatever you want if you pay the right price because you have the most money left.
Yeah, that's true.
So if there's something you want for $295 or $293, you can get it.
Oh, that's a good call out. Are you trying to be helpful here? Are you trying to like?
I'm just saying, if there's something you don't want to risk losing,
this a little devilish seduction. Honestly,
it's hard to know when I'm being genuine, right?
It is. I've known you for many years, and I still can't figure it out. Yeah, that's fair. That's a good point. We got a couple good ones left. I am going to nominate another Robert De Niro movie here. Of course, this is always tough to escape. I'm going to nominate Raging Bull for $50.
I'll go 100.
Yeah, so it's got 100. Go 125.
I'll go 150.
No, this was the biggest omission on our Scorsese collaborative draft,
where
we just
Hugo on there.
we just lost it.
Hugo.
I'll go 175 for Raging Bull.
I'll go 200.
$200.
Yeah.
I'll go 225.
I'll go 230.
250.
I'm out.
I think Raging Bull is probably one of the smartest insular performances, not only by Robert De Niro, but script wise from Scorsese, and is difficult to watch at times because this guy got himself into this hole. Pretty wild.
Yeah, especially if you know the person of Jake LaMotta and how he was in real life as well. I think Robert De Niro is him in terms of the depiction of insecurity. I think it's exactly how it is, the abuse, just a mentally ill man. And I think Scorsese captured everything perfectly. It's like the perfect sports biopic in every means. But I think 250 is going to be pushing a bit high for me. So I'm probably going to
let him have it.
Okay.
Sophie?
I am.
Yeah, I'm not. Raging Bull is in my top 10 Scorsese films, but kind of like what you said, Ethan, I don't find it super fun to watch always. So I haven't rewatched it. Yeah,
fair.
It's not something I'm interested in having on my team, but doesn't mean it's a bad movie.
Okay. All right. I will say, Ben, I think one of the nicest things you've ever done for me. You got me Raging Bull on the Criterion 4K for Christmas, and
I did indeed.
That was very touching, and I appreciate that. And I'm so happy I own that. What a good friend.
I do
Sometimes.
what I can sometimes.
Okay, Ben, you're up to nominate. So, Sophie, you've got 3 movies. I've got 2. Ben, you have 3 films. Seth, you have 2.
Okay.
Getting a little bit more difficult than I anticipated in the late stages. I thought this was going to be a little bit of a cakewalk to the end, but boy, I think I was wrong.
Well, speaking of great performances, I'm just gonna throw it all out there. $105 for Taxi Driver.
220.
Well, I'm out.
Just want to make sure, you know? Get in there, just making sure.
Boy.
It's fine.
Yeah, well, that's tough, Ben. Tough. I was out a long time ago, so I can't do anything about
Why
this.
did I do 220? That was so stupid.
I loved it.
Yeah, I just had to like, because that's my highest rated one that we like. That's like my third.
Yeah, you have to make sure you get it. I mean, technically, Sophie could still bid on it. She's the only one that is in.
So if you bid on it, and I'll outbid you by $1, just make me feel
Whoa,
bad.
I would not trust that in the slightest. Are you crazy?
I'm gonna take it. Like I'm going to take it. Like it's inevitable. This is my third rated. I'm gonna take it. So I'll outbid you, but just to be nice, you know, make me feel better. That's the only thing.
It feels
Good.
like bait right there.
It's not gonna take the bait.
I'm gonna take it. Why would I not take it? This is my third rate. This is why I backed out of Raging Bull. Raging Bull's my 5. This is my 3. I will take it. Just give me a $1.
Do you know how funny it would be if you did all of this just to bid Sophie up $1 and then just be like, nah, I'm good. I'm out. Have it with your $1.
Feel free to just head over to my letterbox now. Look at my list. I will take this. I really want this. I've been holding out for it.
Sophie, you taking it? Okay.
No.
Wow.
That is so rude. That is absolutely.
Oh boy. Okay, Seth. So what? I'm sorry. What did you bid on Taxi Driver?
I think it was like $10.
Oh, get out of here! It was
Something
two
like
what?
that.
Oh,
220, I believe.
220.
Yeah.
220. Okay.
I'm happy. I actually still think that's a good price.
Oh, yeah.
For me.
For
It's a really
sure.
good price.
Definitely.
That's good. Yeah. I think that's a killer price for Taxi Driver.
It's only a
for sure.
bummer knowing you could have gotten it for 106. But the fact you got it for
Yeah, that was
220
stupid.
is
I
a
got
great,
excited.
great
I
deal.
got excited. Yeah.
That's funny.
Okay.
Okay. Ben, that was you. Seth, back-to-back noms.
Oh shit! This is. Okay, I'm gonna go for. What am I taking? Okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm
Worried for you. I'm worried for you.
No, I'm gonna play this really, really smart, and I'm gonna say, The Last Temptation of Christ. I'm gonna go $5.
That is pretty
Nice.
smart.
It is a smart choice.
That's my highest rated film that we don't have on the table that we've not used.
Oh, wow.
So,
Good
Okay.
pick.
you know,
Wow, interesting. Okay.
it's a religious film. That's not surprising. Come on, like, it's about Jesus.
Yeah.
It's a great film.
How you feeling about him going back and revisiting this kind of story in his next religious flick?
Amazing. I think it's a perfect idea. I think with Marty's background in religious, I think it's literally the perfect film for him to do. I'll be interested because obviously it's about 85 minutes long. I think it came out, you know, and I think that's really, really interesting because I think, and also it's set in the modern time, I think, so it can be timeless throughout. And it's not stuck to one period, which is interesting because obviously Scorsese's done a lot of periodic pieces similar to Last Temptation of Christ and the last few films. So I'm really, really interested. But I think it's going to be similar to like Silence, where it's going to be a lot of nuance, just maybe on a smaller margin, smaller scope, smaller budget. But I'm very, very excited for it. 100%. I think it's going to be his shortest film ever.
Yeah.
Behind, I assume behind After Hours, maybe because After Hours is pretty short if I remember correctly.
Quite short, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really, really excited for it. So yeah, I'll go. Last Temptation of Christ, $5. You gonna let me have it?
All
I
yours,
am.
brother.
Yep.
Never seen
Yeah.
it.
Never seen it.
I should have gone $1. You guys need to watch that. Like, Willem Dafoe literally plays Jesus.
It
Like,
sounds awesome.
it's really, really
Isn't
great film.
Keitel like
Great.
Judas or something like that?
Yeah, it's one that like is probably it's similar to Silence. I don't think it's quite as good. I think it's probably a little bit more on the polarizing side as well. Just because how it's structured, it's probably a little bit slower. But I think it also it's kind of earlier Scorsese as well. So it depends on what element you like. If you prefer like that period in time, I think it was like 88. Yeah. Whereas I prefer modern, obviously there's someone we'll go on to, I prefer kind of the modern era Scorsese where he showcases all his elements. But it's just, again, it's like a learning experience. And it shows his background, shows the education he's had in it. And it provides, you know, interesting arguments on religion and faith and just the afterlife and stuff like that, which I think is really, really interesting. Yeah, definitely watch it. I'm not saying, you know, I don't think it's for everyone. I don't think it's one that everyone will love. And I don't think it's like, it's not one of my favorites by any means, but it is the highest on it's my 11th rated, which is because I've got my top 10 already on, or you have. Have. So for $5, you know,
sounds like you're just trying to talk yourself into making it a good decision here. That's what I'm hearing.
No. It's $5. I'm happy. Is that my films now? Shit,
that's it. Crazy.
Awesome.
What can I do? Can I trade my fake currency? And you send me real?
Yes, I'll send you a refund for your $70.
Yeah.
So this gets us into another technical question. I'm going to defer to the group on this one of the Movie Draft Pod. So Seth cannot have another film. He's already fulfilled his 4. Does he nominate a film, or should we defer to the next person to nominate in case nobody bids on that film?
I think I can still nominate.
I think defer.
Personally.
I think defer just because he could throw out Boxcar Bertha and fuck us over.
Fuck everybody.
I wouldn't.
I mean, maybe you wouldn't, but you know, in theory,
I would do that. I would do that.
This does set the precedent for next. Okay, for future auction drafts, it does set the precedent. So, Seth, you've been outvoted, unfortunately. So we're gonna defer. You cannot nominate a film because you already have your 4. We're gonna go to the next nomination, which would be Ben in this case.
I'm trying to do Sophie research as we all chat here because she is the one with the money.
Whoa!
Got my letterbox tabbed open here, trying to figure out what she thinks of some of these movies.
Should I go private my list?
You got it. Quick, Sophie. Quick. Get on the keys.
It's done.
All right. Well,
it's done.
Let's go with. I mean, it's funny that Seth's out because I don't think he would have bid on this anyway, but Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
And let's just all have some fun. Let's do it for $20.
Okay. $20. Wolf of Wall Street. This is the last of his late era, his late period that we've put up here, which means all 4 of his late period movies are going to end up being taken.
Can I ask a question?
I'll go 25.
If I vote on can I bid on this, and then if I outbid you all and you don't take it, it's off the board?
Wow, absolutely
I've
not.
never thought about that.
That's psychotic.
I've got money left over, so you know
it's true.
I hear you, Seth, but I do not agree. And you know what? You have to live tonight. You have to go to bed knowing, like, man, I had $70 extra. I could have gotten something else.
Yeah, but I'll be going to bed watching Silence. I really think of that.
It's true. It's true.
I
just
am
want to see
going
if Sophie's
to
going
bid.
to get involved or not.
Yeah, I'm gonna bid $285.
What the fuck?
Okay,
kind of what I thought.
God.
I mean, yeah, makes sense.
Okay.
This is
we did that.
This is my second highest rated Scorsese film, and I love it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I saw on Letterboxd. It is fantastic.
I wasn't quick enough.
Not quick enough. Like, she's either gonna take it all or she's not. So, all right.
So I did it.
I feel bummed out. What do you like most about this movie, Sophie?
I think it might be my favorite Leo performance, and contrary to, you know, some maybe I don't know about Seth, but maybe some of Seth's Real Talk co-hosts aren't the biggest fan of Leo and don't think he's one of the greatest actors of all time, and I disagree with that.
That is me.
That is you?
Yeah, everyone else.
Seth.
Just to clarify, though, I think he's great. He's just not one of my favorites. I think he's great. Like, I really do. I think he's great. I also agree. I think Wolf of Wall Street specifically is one of his best. I actually think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is probably his best for me.
Yeah.
Controversially,
Just
maybe.
Seth, you don't have a single Leo movie on your slate, just by the way, which I think is really
that's interesting.
Yeah, but what other options are there? I'm just trying, like, The Departed, okay, Wolf of Wall
Shutter
Street,
Island.
okay.
Aviator, which is actually
Aviator, Kings of New York.
So
There's like 5 or
this
6.
is interesting. The Aviator is 20th on my ranking. Wolf of Wall Street is 16th. Shutter Island is 50th, Gangs of New York is 22nd, and The Departed is 8th. So I just wouldn't. It's not
Makes
sense.
sense.
Yeah. But then again, like even saying Gangs of New York is still at a 3.5 rated, and that's 22nd. I think that just goes to show the strength of schedule.
Yeah.
For
sure.
Like Wolf of Wall Street, I think it's great. It's a 4-star for me. It's just not one of my favorites, but that's just how good he is as a director, really.
285. Goddamn.
I also think
Good job,
it's
Sophie.
one of Scorsese's most rewatchable films. Like I can throw it on at any time and get completely sucked in because like just the scenes of Leo like teaching people how to do everything. It's just so entertaining and like easy to show anyone.
Yeah.
I think particularly in the first half as well. Like some of the scenes in the first half are really rewatchable. When he first meets like Jonah Hill, for example, I think some of those scenes are really great.
Yes.
Definitely. It's just the length, maybe that for me, I don't rewatch it as much. That's probably the only issue. It's just the literally the length of it.
Should we be taking lewds while we do this pod? I feel like we missed a big opportunity here.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, true.
How do we get them? That's the question. Yeah, I love the Wolf of Wall Street. I was really hoping that it would go unplayed so I could sneak this one into the team here. It didn't work out. Ben, you nominated that film. Is that correct?
Yeah, so you're on the turn.
Okay, so I'm on the turn. So Sophie, that finishes out your team. Of course, we will kind of go over the teams here at the very end. I've got 2 spots open. Ben, you've got 1. Really, with this, my main goal is to not nominate a film that Ben wants, essentially, so I can have it.
Yeah.
Which I'm a little nervous about because, Ben, I know you. And I know in these situations, if I nominate something that I think you want, you might fuck me over and just make me have it. So you can take something else. I see that being as a very real possibility.
You're not wrong.
So either way, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place here.
Yeah.
I have to nominate something that I either want or hope that Ben isn't going to get. Kind of tough for me because we're getting down for me personally to some Scorsese movies that I haven't seen. And so I have to weigh the risks of maybe having something I don't have a personal attachment to on my team based on if it's really that good of a movie. I'm gonna put Mean Streets on the board for $20.
That'd be a steal, I think.
It would be.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
Mean Streets really the first introduction we get into what Scorsese can do in terms of this type of kind of movie and storytelling and needle drops and obviously like Harvey Keitel in one of the craziest wigs ever put on screen. Like you get Jodie Foster in this movie as a very young girl. Like I don't think everything about Mean Streets works, but I think it's quite an exceptional movie for so early on in someone's filmography.
It's interesting. I think Scorsese himself is this is one of the films I feel like he's most proud of. When I went to his talk, when I went to the London Film Festival, the talk was originally meant to be like an hour and a half, but the whole thing he was meant to go for his full filmography. And he actually only got to like Casino because he just spoke about Mean Streets for like an hour about his work with like Harvey Keitel and the first work he did with De Niro and meeting Bobby like and going through that. So I think this is one that he's kind of most proud of as well. It was like the stepping stone in his career where it really propelled him, especially with the relationship with De Niro as well. But yeah, I think if you got it for 20, that'd be a great price. Yeah. Really good film.
Yeah, I mean,
still pretty good.
It's a wonderful film. It's not the one I have my eye on. So as far as I'm concerned, you have it for $20.
Okay, cool. I was never going to be put in a position where I could put something and like kind of steal it away from you, Ben, because you have more money than I do. So does that mean I get to nominate again? I'm on the turn?
You're on the turn.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So I have to do this twice now. Oh,
Yep.
man. Okay, I hit it out of the park the first time. Gotta try and do it again the second time. Okay. I will be nominating what I think is... this is interesting. What I think is actually a good movie, but not one of my favorites. But I would like the idea of it being on my team. And I'm going to nominate Gangs of New York for $64. Only time Scorsese works with Daniel Day-Lewis. I believe. Sorry. He's in the Age of Innocence as well. I believe.
Age of Innocence. Yeah.
I think it is too long, but I think there's good stuff in Gangs of New York that I like.
The good stuff does not include Cameron Diaz's horrendous Irish
It's
accent,
terrible.
by the way.
It's very
True.
bad.
Yeah.
It's woeful. I think it's cool. I think there's some really good sets. Particularly, I think the whole world he built is great. I actually don't think Leo is very good in it either. I think his accent's really struggles. I think the real standout in the film, and the one that really makes it, is Daniel Day-Lewis, which isn't a surprise. You know, he is. I just think it was the casting choices. Some of them are just really bizarre, and I think some of the choices with the characters are really weird. But I still think it's cool. I agree with you, Ethan, as well. I think it's a bit long.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being quite bored at times, but yeah, not bad by any means. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Bill the Butcher, one of the sickest nicknames you could have for somebody, honestly.
Yeah, definitely.
Pretty cool. Okay, that's up for $64. Ben, it's all
Enjoy.
you, baby.
Enjoy.
Wow.
Okay. It's all you.
All right.
Have fun.
Okay, Gangs of New York. So Ben, here's the situation. You're the last one. You're obviously going to get whatever movie that you want.
Mm-hmm.
I had thought about putting up Hugo, which I know you really like. I had also thought about putting up The Color of Money, maybe forcing your hand into one of those films. I still haven't seen The Color of Money, unfortunately. I
think you'll really like it.
I will too. I think I will too.
I think you'll really like it. I think Paul Newman, like Tom Cruise is not as the leading man. And the dynamic with Paul Newman across the board is just so fucking good. I think you'll love it. I think you'll really, really like it, definitely.
I gotta get to it. I gotta watch the movie. Ben, what are you putting up?
For $1, I'm gonna put up just such a wonderful documentary known as The Last Waltz.
Wow, interesting.
I haven't seen that. Okay, that isn't. I didn't. Okay,
I'm happy for you. I just watched this for the first time the other day. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that's something I watched in between our collaborative draft and this one, and I'm really glad that I did. I mean, we get to see his relationship start with Robbie Robertson, which is super important, but obviously just the music itself is great. All the guests they have come on. It's just a good time. If we couldn't do docs, I would have done The Color of Money. That is my favorite one that's left over here, but I do really enjoy The Last Waltz, and I love a documentary, so I just want to throw that on here.
All right. Sophie, Seth, have you guys seen The Last Waltz?
I have not.
No, I haven't. I haven't seen any of his documentaries, actually. Like, literally none. So I do need to watch them. I've only seen his feature films.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. I think for me, it was really my first introduction to the band. Like, I don't really seek them out or Robbie Robertson or anything like that.
Yeah.
And of course, knowing that Robbie Robertson did the score for Killers of the Flower Moon, I thought it was extremely interesting to watch him in the 80s, like do this concert with some of the biggest artists of the time, which was really, really cool. And now my kids like 2 of the songs from this album, which I think is a big win. So we did it. Okay, that's it. We've done it. We've done the Martin Scorsese auction draft. Ben, you finished it off with The Last Waltz. Do we want to go through our teams here and maybe say how we feel?
Yeah.
Sophie, we'll start with you since you had the first pick. If you want to roll through your team, let us know how much you paid for each movie, though.
Cool. All right. First, I got After Hours for $350. I got Killers of the Flower Moon for $315. I got Shutter Island for $50. And finally, I got The Wolf of Wall Street for $285.
It's pretty good.
Solid lineup.
Okay, I've got Goodfellas for $666, Raging Bull for $250, Mean Streets for $20, and Gangs of New York for $64. Ben, what's your team?
The King of Comedy for $333. Kicked it all off there with a third of my budget on one movie, which I was happy about. The Departed for $230, Casino for $332, and The Last Waltz for $1.
Wow. Go ahead, Seth. What'd you get?
I got The Irishman for $130. Silence $575. Big spend. Taxi Driver $220. And The Last Temptation of Christ for a measly $5.
Nice.
So Silence ends up being the second most expensive movie in this draft, which is really interesting.
That's because you guys are
very Seth coded. Yeah, I think this is interesting. So Sophie, how do you feel about your team? You think your squad's going to show for you again?
I don't know because
I think you've got a good mix.
I do have a good mix, but I
mix.
really did go with my heart, and I know there's a lot of people. I think my list is the most like controversial. Like I don't know, there's not like Goodfellas. I feel like no one really disagrees. Goodfellas is a good movie. Taxi Driver, I think everyone kind of thinks that's a good movie, but my list is a little bit, I don't know, different. Yeah. I mean, I love it. I think it's perfect, but
yeah,
we'll
I mean,
see.
it's interesting when we did our collab, people were like, where's Shutter Island? Like they were mad that it wasn't on there. So there is a Shutter Island hive.
Okay.
There's a hive out there
that will be happy for
There
you.
is, yeah.
They just,
it's like Shutter Island is like one. It's like either it's two extremes with a lot of people. It's like they're a fan of it or they hate it. That's like my comments. They're just full off. Really.
Michelle.
I think you've got a good mix in there, definitely.
Yeah,
100%.
I think you got a good mix, for sure. I'm bummed that you got Wolf of Wall Street. I will say that I think I was hoping that would go deep. I still feel good about Goodfellas for $666, and then I followed it with Raging Bull. It's pretty good. But you know, I don't know. My hive will find me one day, and maybe this is the time they find me. We'll see.
I think you're in for a shot with that, definitely.
Ben, how you feeling about yours? You started this off with the King of Comedy, which I think we were all a little like, wow, that's a lot of dollars. And then looking back at these spending amounts, that ended up being not too bad.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. Like I said, when we did our collab, I have these kind of rated, A, B, C, D. I have 7 Scorsese A's, and I got 4 of them. So I'm super happy with my team. I understand it's like a subjective point of view, but I couldn't be happier. I didn't get Goodfellas. I didn't get Silence. And then Color of Money, I took Last Waltz over that. So I'm super happy with my team. I plan to lose to Sophie, but I'm happy with my
team. That's all that matters as long as you're happy.
Yeah.
Seth, feeling pretty good. I mean, you got The Irishman, you got Silence, you got Taxi Driver.
Yeah, I mean, like I got 3 in my top 10, which is great. 1 just outside. But I got my number 1, Silence, and I got my number 3 with Taxi Driver. So can't complain. 2 of your top 3 is a pretty good going, I think.
Yeah. That's a good go. What real quick before we go, what do we think the biggest bargain of this draft is going to end up being, or whatever people are going to think is the biggest bargain of the draft?
Last Temptation of Christ,
besides $5.
I mean, Mean Streets for 20 is a really good deal.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is it. I think because Taxi Driver is like one of his most recognized films. And this isn't me. Like, I think 220 was if we did that at the start and I got it for 220, I think that's like a really, really good deal. Just because you recognized.
I would go up there and say The Irishman for 130 is a fucking incredible deal. But that's from a personal perspective of like, I love The Irishman. Like, I think it's core Scorsese. So, I think we all did pretty good. I'm really interested to see how the voting is going to shake out, how the draft is going to shake out. Seth, thank you so much for coming on the very first auction draft of the Movie Draft podcast. If people want to find more of you, where can they find you at?
I mean, like, Real Talk Podcast. Can I shout out a podcast? Is that blasphemy?
We'll allow it.
It sounds a bit, crazy. Seth's Film Reviews on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, or X, should I say? But yeah, any of those would be great. Same username and anything.
All right. Awesome. Follow Seth on everything. Great content, great reviews. Hopefully, sooner or later, a big mega draft collab with the Real Talk pod. Who knows? Who knows what's out there in the future?
Yeah, that would be fun.
Ben, Sophie, thanks for joining this pod. As always, appreciate you guys. Even though one of us has to lose, I'm excited to draft again with you guys at some point.
I think I might win.
Yeah.
Whoa.
We might all lose.
Finishing the pod.
And get like loads of people just vote for me.
Okay,
Seth.
Wow.
You should do anonymous voting, though, I will say.
Interesting.
Interesting
idea.
No, because when we did it, right, when we first did the Real Talk, when we first started doing drafts, we had all like George's minions just vote for him.
So we got the real Sophie
Sophie's
heads.
boss.
George would tell his minions to do it, and then his minions would come over and vote for him. Even if they didn't like the film. So the issue is, I could tell all of my minions, right? But I'm not going to do it.
You got a lot of minions out there, Seth? You feel confident you've got the numbers?
I think so. A few. I think the anonymous voting is the way to go. And I think it creates some like suspect people in guessing, who's who.
And they got to listen to it if they want to know who actually drafted.
It's a good way to get people to
I
the
like
podcast.
it. Let's test it out, Ethan.
Yeah,
Seth's telling us how to run our show. I like that, and I appreciate
Crazy,
that.
that should be your marketing now. It's crazy.
And I think we're going to go with that. Absolutely. Because if history has taught us anything, it's that Sophie and her minions will come for the win, no matter the cost. We cannot let this happen again. So thank you for everybody for joining this podcast. Our third episode ever of the Movie Draft Podcast. Excited for what's coming in the future. We have some really, really cool stuff. Be sure and listen and subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes will release weekly on Tuesdays. We'll see you then.